My name is David Landini. Just a quick discussion on the Victorian election in November. Now at the moment in the Victorian Parliament, in the Legislative Assembly, the lower house, the Labor Party holds 55 seats. The Greens hold 3, the Liberal Party holds 21, the National Party holds 6, and there are 3 independents. So the Labor Party has a very large majority in the Legislative Assembly. So when the election comes in November, it is very, very most likely that the Labor Party will be re-elected. I don't think anyone could see a swing of almost 100% of the number of seats for the Labor Party to become a minority in the Legislative Assembly. So there will be a continuation of the policies that have occurred over the last so many years. The water will continue to be taken out of the irrigation areas. The native timber industry will continue to be destroyed, phased out entirely, and all natural resource based industries will continue to decline in Victoria. Of course, due to the urban domination of Victoria, the same as New South Wales, there's really not a lot that can be done about it. Even if you do happen to change your local Member of Parliament, when they go to the Parliament, there is a supermajority of the members of the Parliament in that urban, from that urban area, Melbourne, Mornington Peninsula, Geelong area, that will entirely dominate the proceedings. So you can elect another Member of Parliament if you like, but when it comes to a vote, we're in a democracy, the majority rules, and the supermajority in Victoria will rule. Of course, the Riverina State is proposing that the country areas of the Riverina, historically associated with New South Wales, separate from New South Wales and form a Riverina State. Of course, at the first information night for the Riverina State, there were a couple of young men from Victoria in attendance who immediately said that Victoria, country Victoria, should go with the Riverina, and they are quite right. So it is necessary for the prosperity of the people in country Victoria to separate from that super urban majority in the city, the urban areas of Victoria, and ideally form part of the Riverina State. All the natural resources within that area will be under the governance of the people in that state, and of course the governance will be much different to what it is now. Part of that process to form a separate state, once the decision is made to form a separate state, it becomes a question of the process. Now the process ultimately requires the consent of the Victorian Parliament. To gain that consent, the one step before that will be to have a referendum in the affected area to separate and form a state separate from Victoria. Before that, the people, the supporters of that concept, of that new state idea, need to persuade the population that it is necessary, it is good. Part of that process is to have credibility. Credibility is numbers. To have popular support, that is essential. Part of that popular support, and to express that credibility and to see that credibility, is to register a political party for the single purpose, or certainly the main purpose, of forming that separate state, separate from the urban areas of Victoria. A political party, a registered political party, will be able to stand candidates in every election in Victoria and New South Wales, of course, and that party will be that party name will be on the ballot. Now that is a huge, huge advantage in any election. Currently there are candidates with Liberal, Labor, Greens, National Party names or banners beside their name on the ballot. And it's a huge advantage because a lot of people, when they vote, they actually vote for the party. They don't really vote for the candidate, they vote for the party. Whoever's got that banner behind their name, Liberal, National Party, Labor or Greens, will get that supporters vote. And it doesn't matter who the candidate really is, or it doesn't matter a real lot. So that is why it's a great advantage to have a registered party with that name on the ballot. Now that will express concrete support for the idea, for the idea to form a separate state, and it will accelerate the formation of that state. This state will happen simply because, for a number of reasons, it has to happen. So to register a political party in Victoria requires 500 members at least. So 500 plus members. So the first step is to register that party. There is a membership form in the link below this video, and also on the website theriverinaestate.com.au, or one word, the Riverina State. There's membership forms there as well. So please go to the membership form, print off a copy, return the form to the Riverina State, and set the path for the formation of this state.